Hello, Emma. I am so glad to see you today. I have been thinking about our next topic, and I believe we should talk about family. Family is a very common topic in English conversations.
Hi, Marco. That is a wonderful idea. When we meet new people, they often ask, "Do you have a big family?" or "Do you live with your parents?" It is important to know how to answer these questions correctly.
Exactly. Everyone has a different family story. Some families are very large with many cousins, while others are quite small. My family is somewhere in the middle. I have learned that talking about family helps people to connect.
I agree. For me, family is the most important thing in the world. They support us when we have problems and celebrate with us when we are happy. Even if we live far away, we stay connected in our hearts.
That is a very beautiful thought, Emma. Today, we will help our listeners describe their family members, their jobs, and their personalities. We will share our own stories to make it easier for everyone to learn.
Perfect. I am ready to share everything about my family. Let's start with the basics and then move to the more interesting details. Are you ready to begin, Marco?
I'm ready. Let's start with my father. Let me tell you about my father first, Emma. His name is Roberto, and he is 60 years old. He is a very hard-working and dedicated man who spent many years working as an engineer.
60 years old? That is a great age. Is he retired now, or does he still go to the office every day? My father is also around that age, but he loves his job too much to stop.
He retired last year, actually. Now he has a lot of free time. He is quite tall and has short gray hair. He always wears glasses because he likes to read the newspaper and history books every afternoon.
He sounds like a very intelligent person. What is his personality like? Is he a serious man, or does he like to tell jokes and make people laugh during dinner?
He is a bit serious, but he is very kind and patient. He always helped me with my math homework when I was a child. Although he doesn't talk a lot, he is a very good listener for everyone.
It is wonderful to have a father who is a good listener. I think I have learned a lot from my father, too. He taught me how to be brave and always try my best.
Now, let me tell you about my mother. Her name is Maria. She is a bit younger than my father. She is 58 years old, and she works as a primary school teacher in our local town.
A teacher? That is a very difficult but rewarding job. I imagine she is a very organized and patient person if she works with small children all day long.
Yes, she is incredibly patient. She is shorter than my father and has beautiful curly brown hair. She always has a big smile on her face and loves to wear colorful scarves, even in the summer.
She sounds very energetic. Does she have any hobbies that she enjoys doing when she is not teaching at school? My mother loves gardening and spends hours with her flowers.
My mother loves cooking. She's the best cook I know. Every Sunday, she prepares a huge meal for the whole family. Her lasagna is famous in our neighborhood. She says cooking is how she shows her love.
That is so sweet, Marco. My mother also expresses her love through food. I think mothers have a special talent for making everyone feel comfortable and happy at home.
I agree. Without my mother's energy, our house would feel very quiet and empty. She's definitely the heart of our family.
My parents are quite different from yours, Marco. My father, David, is a retired captain. He spent most of his life traveling on big ships across the ocean. He has many incredible stories about different countries.
A captain? That is so cool, Emma. He must be a very disciplined and strong person. Does he miss the sea, or is he happy to be at home on solid ground now?
He misses it sometimes, but he enjoys his garden now. My mother, Sarah, is a journalist. She is very curious and loves to talk to people. She is always writing something in her small notebook.
A journalist and a captain. What an interesting couple. They must have very different personalities.
Do they get along well, or do they argue about which stories are more interesting?
They get along perfectly. They have been married for 35 years. My mother is the talkative one, and my father is the quiet one who listens to her stories. They balance each other very well.
That is a long time to be married. 35 years is a great achievement. It shows that they have a very strong and healthy relationship based on respect and love.
Yes, they are my role models. I hope to have a family like theirs one day. They taught me that communication is the most important part of any relationship.
I am not an only child, Emma. I have an older brother named Luca. He is 32 years old, so he is 4 years older than me. We are very close, although we are different.
I didn't know you had a brother. Is he married or does he live alone? Having an older brother can be very helpful when you are growing up and learning about the world.
He is married to a lovely woman named Sophia. They live in a different city because of his job. Luca is an architect, and he is very creative. He designed his own house, which is very modern.
An architect, that is a very impressive profession. Do you see him often, or do you only meet during the holidays and special family events like birthdays or weddings?
We try to meet at least once a month. We usually play football together or go for a long walk in the mountains. Even though we are adults now, we still act like children when we are together.
That is typical for siblings. My sister and I are the same. No matter how old we get, we always find something to laugh about from our childhood memories.
Exactly. A brother is like a best friend that you have for your whole life. I am very lucky to have Luca in my life.
I also have a sibling. I have a younger sister named Clara. She is 24 years old, so she is the baby of our family. She is currently studying medicine at university.
Medicine? She must be very smart and hardworking. That is a very long and difficult path to choose. How many more years does she have until she becomes a doctor?
She has 3 more years. She wants to be a pediatrician because she loves working with children. Clara is very kind and gentle, so I think she will be an excellent doctor.
Do you and Clara look alike? Sometimes sisters look like twins, but sometimes they look completely different. I don't look very much like my brother Luca, for example.
We look a little bit alike. We both have blue eyes, but her hair is blonde and mine is dark brown. Also, she is much taller than me, which is a bit annoying for me.
That happens. My brother is also taller than me. But personality is more important than height. Are you and Clara close, or do you have different interests?
We are very close. We talk on the phone every day. She tells me about her exams, and I tell her about my work. She is my best friend.
Emma, let's talk about physical appearance in families. It is interesting to see who we look like. For example, people say I have my father's nose, but my mother's eyes.
That is very common. I think I look mostly like my mother. We have the same face shape and the same smile. However, I am quite short, just like my grandmother on my father's side.
Genetics are fascinating. My brother Luca is very tall and has dark skin like our grandfather. I am shorter and have lighter skin. People sometimes don't believe we are brothers.
In my family, we all have different hair colors. My father has black hair, my mother is blonde, and my sister is somewhere in between. It makes our family photos look very colorful and interesting.
Do you think it is important to look like your parents? Some people get upset if they don't look like their family members, but I think it makes us unique and special.
I don't think it's important. What matters is the connection we feel. But it is always fun to look at old photos and say, look, you have the same ears as Great Aunt Martha.
Yes, that is true. Family history is written on our faces. It's like a map of where we came from and who our ancestors were. Personality is even more interesting than appearance. In my family, we have a mix of introverts and extroverts. My mother is definitely an extrovert, but my father is very shy.
That is exactly like my family. My sister Clara is very outgoing and loves being the center of attention. I am more reserved and I prefer quiet evenings with a book or a small group of friends.
Who is the funniest person in your family? In my family, it is my Uncle Pietro. He always tells the best stories and makes everyone laugh until their stomachs hurt.
My grandfather is the funny one. He's 80 years old, but he still acts like a teenager. He loves playing small pranks on my grandmother, and she always pretends to be angry.
That is wonderful. A sense of humor is very important for a happy family. It helps to solve problems and reduces stress during difficult times. Do you have any serious family members?
My Aunt Helen is very serious. She's a judge, so she's always very formal and strict. However, she is also the most reliable person I know. If you need help, she is there.
It is good to have a mix. You need someone to make you laugh and someone to give you good, serious advice when you're facing a big decision. Let's talk about grandparents. They are so important in our lives. My grandfather, Giovanni, passed away 5 years ago, but my grandmother, Elena, is still very active at 82.
82? That is amazing. Does she live alone or does she live with your parents? My grandparents live in a small cottage in the countryside, far away from the city.
She lives in her own apartment, but it is in the same building as my parents, so she sees them every day. She is very independent and still walks to the market every morning.
I love visiting my grandparents. My grandmother is a great baker. She always makes my favorite apple pie when she knows I am coming to visit. The house always smells like cinnamon.
Grandparents usually have the best stories. My grandmother tells me about how life was different when she was a young girl. No internet, no mobile phones, just letters and radio.
It is like a history lesson, but much more interesting. I think we should spend as much time as possible with our grandparents because they have so much wisdom and experience to share.
You are right. They connect us to our past. My grandmother always says that family is the only thing that truly lasts in this fast and changing world. Emma, do you have many aunts, uncles, and cousins? In some cultures, the extended family is very large, and everyone lives close together in the same neighborhood or village.
I have a medium-sized extended family. My father has 2 brothers, and my mother has 1 sister. So I have 3 uncles, 3 aunts, and about 8 cousins in total.
8 cousins? That sounds like a lot of fun during the summer holidays. My family is smaller. I only have 4 cousins. We used to spend every summer at the beach together.
Do you stay in touch with your cousins now that you are older? Sometimes people lose contact with their extended family when they start their own careers and move to other cities.
We have a group chat on our phones. We send photos and news every week. Even if we don't meet often, we know what is happening in each other's lives. It's very convenient.
We do the same. One of my cousins is living in Australia now. Because of the time difference, it's hard to call him, but we love seeing his photos of koalas and beaches.
It's amazing how technology helps the extended family stay together. In the past, if a cousin moved to another country, you might never see them again. Now, they are just a click away. How often does your whole family get together, Emma? Do you have big family meetings for dinner or lunch during the weekends, or only for special holidays like Christmas?
We try to have a big family lunch once a month. Usually it is on a Sunday. We all go to my parents' house. My mother cooks, and we all help to set the table.
Sunday lunch is a classic tradition. In my family, we do this almost every week. My parents, my brother, Sophia, and my grandmother all meet at 1 o'clock for a long meal.
What do you talk about during these lunches? In my family, we talk about everything: work, politics, movies, and of course, we share news about other relatives who are not there.
We talk a lot about the past. My grandmother loves to remind us of the funny things we did when we were little. It can be a bit embarrassing sometimes, but it's always funny.
I know that feeling. My mother always shows my old baby photos to anyone who visits. It is part of the family experience, I suppose. You have to laugh at yourself.
Yes, exactly. These meetings are important because they remind us that we belong to a group. They give us a sense of security and happiness in our busy daily lives. Traditions make a family special. Does your family have any unique traditions that you only do together? For example, Every New Year's Eve, my family plays a specific card game.
That sounds fun. My family has a tradition every autumn. We go to the forest to collect mushrooms and berries. Then we come back home and make a huge pot of soup together.
Collecting mushrooms. That is a very traditional activity. Do you know which mushrooms are safe to eat? I would be afraid of picking the wrong ones and getting sick.
My father is an expert. He has been doing it for 50 years, so he knows every single type of mushroom. It is a very peaceful and quiet day in the nature, away from the city.
Another tradition we have is our summer barbecue. In July, we invite all our neighbors and extended family to my parents' garden. We grill meat and vegetables and stay outside until very late.
I love barbecues. The smell of the grill and the sound of music and laughter is the best part of summer. Traditions are like the glue that holds the family members together over the years.
I agree. They create memories that we carry with us forever. When I think of my childhood, I always think of these special moments and traditions we shared. Speaking of childhood, what is your favorite memory with your family, Emma? Is there a specific day or event that you always remember when you feel nostalgic or happy?
My favorite memory is our trip to the mountains when I was 10 years old. It was the first time I saw real snow. My father taught me how to ski, and my mother made hot chocolate.
That sounds like a perfect winter day. I remember our summer holidays at my grandparents' farm. I loved helping my grandfather feed the chickens and pick the fresh apples from the trees.
Being on a farm must have been a very different experience from living in the city. I think children who spend time in nature with their families are very lucky and learn a lot.
Yes, I learned where food comes from and how to respect animals. And these memories are very important because they shape who we are as adults. They give us our values and our perspective.
I also remember my birthdays. My parents always decorated my room with balloons while I was sleeping. When I woke up, the whole room was colorful. It made me feel very special.
Small things like that are what we remember the most. It's not about expensive gifts, it's about the time and love our family gives us during our childhood years.
Emma, do you have many family photos in your house? Nowadays, most of our photos are on our phones or computers, but I still like the old paper albums.
I have 3 big albums at my parents' house. I love looking at them. There is a photo of me when I was 3 years old, wearing a very funny hat and eating a huge ice cream.
I have a similar one. I am 5 years old and I am wearing a superhero costume. I thought I could fly. Family photos are like a time machine.
They also show how much people have changed. I look at photos of my parents when they were young, and they look so different. My father had a long beard and very long hair.
It is interesting to see the fashion from the past. My mother used to wear very big glasses and strange hats in the 80s. We always laugh when we see those photos.
I think it's important to print some photos and put them in frames around the house. It makes the home feel warm and full of life and history. It reminds us of happy times.
I agree. I have a photo of my whole family on my desk at work. When I am stressed or tired, I look at it and it reminds me of what is truly important.
Emma, do you think pets are part of the family? Some people say that their dog or cat is like a child to them. In my family, we have a dog named Rex.
Absolutely. I have a cat named Luna, and she is definitely a family member. She sleeps on my bed and follows me around the house. My parents even buy her a gift for Christmas.
That is very common. My dog Rex has his own stocking for Christmas too. He's a golden retriever and he is very friendly and energetic. He loves everyone in the family.
Pets bring a lot of joy and laughter to a home. When Clara was sad because of her exams, Luna stayed with her all night and made her feel much better and more relaxed.
They're very good for our emotional health. They don't judge us and they love us unconditionally. I think growing up with a pet is a great experience for children.
It teaches responsibility. You have to feed them, wash them, and take them for walks. It's a good way for children to learn how to care for another living being.
Rex is 10 years old now, so he is getting a bit slow, but he is still our best friend. A house without a pet feels a bit too quiet for me.
As we get older, we often move away from our parents' house. How do you stay in touch with your family when you are busy with work or study, Emma?
I use video calls a lot. Every Sunday evening, I call my parents and my sister. We talk for about an hour. It's almost like being in the same room together.
Video calls are great because you can see their faces and their smiles. I also send many text messages and photos during the day. If I see something funny, I send it to my brother.
It's important to make an effort. Even a short, "How are you?" message can make someone's day better. It shows that you are thinking about them, even if you are very busy.
My grandmother doesn't like technology very much, so I visit her in person every week. She prefers a real conversation over a cup of coffee and some of her famous biscuits.
That is very sweet, Marco. Older people often prefer face-to-face contact. It's a good reason to slow down and enjoy a quiet moment away from our busy digital lives.
Yes, exactly. Distance can be difficult, but love doesn't have a limit. With a little bit of effort, we can stay close to our family, no matter where we are in the world.
Family is not just for happy times. They are also our support system during difficult moments. When I lost my first job, my family was there to help me and give me hope.
That is the true meaning of family. When my sister was in the hospital last year, we all took turns staying with her. We brought her favorite books and food to make her feel better.
It's good to know that you are not alone. Knowing that someone will help you no matter what gives you a lot of strength and confidence to face any challenge in life.
Do you ask your parents for advice when you have a big problem or a difficult decision to make? Even though I am an adult, I still value my father's perspective on things.
Yes, I often talk to my father about money or my career. He has a lot of experience, and he always gives me very honest and practical advice. He doesn't tell me what to do, but he helps me think.
My mother is great for emotional support. She knows me so well that she can tell if I am sad just by the tone of my voice on the phone. She's very intuitive.
We are lucky, Emma. Not everyone has a supportive family. We should be very grateful for the love and the help we receive from our parents and siblings every day.
We talked about physical likeness, but what about habits? People say, I drink my coffee exactly like my grandfather. I hold the cup with both hands and wait for it to cool down.
That is funny. I have my mother's laugh. When we laugh together, we sound exactly the same. People often confuse us on the phone because our voices are also very similar.
My brother Luca has my father's sense of direction. They never get lost, even in a new city. I, on the other hand, always need a map or a GPS on my phone.
It's strange how we inherit these small habits and talents. My sister Clara is very organized, just like my grandmother. They both love making lists for everything and keeping everything in its place.
I think it's a mix of nature and nurture. We see our parents' habits every day while we are growing up, so we naturally start to act like them without even realizing it.
Sometimes I catch myself saying something and I think, oh no, I sound exactly like my mother. It's a bit scary, but also very sweet at the same time.
It's part of our identity. We are a combination of all the people who came before us. It makes us feel connected to our history and our family line.
What is the most important thing your family taught you, Emma? Every family has its own values. In my family, the most important value is honesty and being a reliable person.
In my family, the most important thing is kindness. My parents always said, be kind to everyone because you don't know what problems they are facing in their lives. It is a very important lesson.
That is a beautiful value. My father also taught me the value of hard work. He always said that if you want something, you have to work for it and never give up.
These values are like a compass. They guide us through life and help us make the right choices. I want to teach the same values to my children in the future.
I agree. Family is the first school we attend. It is where we learn how to treat others and how to be a good person in society. It's a huge responsibility for parents.
Yes, it is. I'm very grateful that my parents were so patient with me. They allowed me to make mistakes, but they were always there to help me learn from them and grow.
Family values stay with us forever. Even when our parents are gone, their lessons and their love remain in our hearts and guide us every single day of our lives.
Well, Emma, we have talked about fathers, mothers, siblings, traditions, and even pets. I think we have covered everything about family today in our podcast for My Daily English.
It was a very emotional and interesting conversation, Marco. I feel like I know your family now. Thank you for sharing your stories and your memories with me and our listeners.
Thank you too, Emma. It was a pleasure. To our listeners, we have a small task for you. Try to describe one person in your family. What is their name? What do they look like?
Yes, and tell us one thing you love about them. Is it their laugh, their cooking, or their kindness? Practice speaking English by sharing your own family stories in the comments.
Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to My Daily English. We want to help you speak English with confidence every day. Your support means a lot to us.
We wish you a very happy day with your loved ones. Stay positive and keep practicing. We will see you in our next video with a brand new and exciting topic.
Goodbye, everyone. Happy learning and see you soon.
Goodbye. Bye-bye.